Well, hello everyone. Can I be heard? Can everything be seen? Is everything good? Is everything bad? Is everything awful? All of the things. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Hopefully everything's fine. We did just switch over from DBD. Everything seemed to be fine for DBD, but you never know with technology if things might change just from doing a little switcheroo. So, let me know. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Hi Bryson, hi Clark, hi Shotgun Outdoors, hi Wyvern King, Gun Hub, Danny. Hello, hello, hello Andrew. I'm sorry if you can hear me adjusting my wrist strap. I had to take the splint off to be able to actually make a second stream. So, now putting it back on, I cannot use the keyboard and mouse while while I'm actually wearing the thing, so I have to take it off to do the stream. Where am I going? Rancho. You just spawned a great one, Mule Deer, so you give me good luck for number 4? Well, thank you very much, Bryson. And everything sounds all good to you guys? That's great. Great, great, great. Shotgun Outdoors, yesterday you got an albino super rare fallow that scored 262.92. Dang. That's very, very cool. Very, very cool. Congratulations. And thank you all of you that popped over from the DBD stream that we just did. We had a lot of fun in there. And yeah, I felt like continuing streaming, but I wasn't bored of DBD. I had a great time. But something was calling me to Call of the Wild. Call of the Wild was calling me. So I figured we'd do a bit of a switch-aroo. And, 2 streams in one day, and a video. All of the content today. Why not? And I recorded another Call of the Wild video in a couple of days today as well. Because I've managed to get quite a few trophies in the past few days. Forkhorn geckos. Hilarious, Clark. Hilarious. But yeah, DVD was a lot of fun. We got the 3 achievements that I wanted to get, which was pretty smooth. Yeah, I was satisfied with DVD. The bully squad kind of brought the mood down a little bit, which they always do. People that play the game to make it miserable for other people kind of always bring the mood down, regardless of what game it is. But yeah, I was feeling like it was Call of the Wild time. Now, I haven't done a whole lot of grinding. I've done some. So, there is a potential chance that there could just be one from one of the last runs I did. But, who knows? Who knows, who knows, who knows? Low-hanging fruit is still fruit? Yeah, pretty much. You completed the rare duck out yesterday, Andrew? That's really awesome. Well done. Well done indeed. Ah, that tree got in the way of that guy. And then the doe. Great. Sure that won't be annoying later. Maybe it'll give us another rare doe respawn, which I do kind of need. So... I'll take him as well, because that's a bigger level 2. If I can shoot him. Shooting is actually harder with the wrist brace on. Makes movement a little bit clunkier. Can I actually kill the deer that I'm trying to, please? There we go. Right. Cool. So, yeah. Wonder what might show up today. I can tell you that if you saw today's video already, and you saw the very nice rare that we had show up, that I had a very similar very nice rare show up that will be in the next video. That was here on my Rancho grind last night or the night before, when I did a couple of runs. So that is going to be exciting to have in a video. I'm actually really excited about sharing that. This is the zone where the last great one was, right in here. And he blended in so well, like, that I didn't see him straight away. He was, like, up against there. And because of him being the Cobweb Enigma with that sort of pale grey colour rack, he just didn't stick out, you know, like, as being, like, super different colour because of, you know, Rancho's colours anyway. And then I kind of just had this, like, oh, that's a great one moment, which was pretty cool. Pretty cool. And if we're lucky, maybe we'll get something like that on stream. Really hoping for a dripple drizzle, boy. You're so cold, Teak. Am I going to make a guide? I have a guide on the channel, Wyvern King, for basically every grind, how I set it up for herd management. And this is the exact same as any other grind in terms of how I set it up. And it's literally just a case of take a look at a hotspot map. The best hotspot maps are Pro XDKs in my opinion. And look where they are. There's only a certain amount of lakes that they actually drink at. Like all those. And along the bottom. And that's literally it. Just go find your zone, set up tents, tripods, and work from there. It's really quite easy to do. It's not any different from any other setup, which is nice. Hi Justin and hi Luke, how are you doing? How you doing? Put a hoodie on Teak. Teak, just think about Pyramid Head. Yeah, Teak likes Pyramid Head, huh? Justin, you only have 4 great ones, 2 species, 1 fallow, and 3 mule deer. Ooh, very nice. Very nice. I really do like the mule deer. I'm so glad that we're starting to seemingly get somewhere with them, and I just hope that that continues. I'm starting to think that Dripple Drizzle's actually my most wanted fur right now. Like, I would love the Milky Way, but I think Dripple Drizzle's the one I really want for the lodge at the minute. Because I like that it is just like a cool looking piebald. So I'm thinking that that would be my next hopeful one. Wearing both a hoodie and fuzzy socks. I never wear socks, ever. Because I hate socks. Like, the texture of them and everything on my feet. I just hate it. But I found some socks that I should be getting hopefully soon when I get paid. And they're like teal blue with like foxes on them. Like, it's almost like spirit looking foxes. And apparently they're like really soft. They haven't got that like sort of hardness to the bottom of them, if that makes sense. So hopefully those will be more comfortable. You want Pedal Puff because it looks like the Great One Birch Moose? Yeah, I've been saying that. It's like the exact same like colour scheme and everything. It's basically mule deer moose. Especially if you get the, you know, the right rack. They could be very close. I don't know, I think Dripple Drizzle Drop Tine Rack would be an amazing combo. Or Corkscrew. I mean, it's so funny. Everyone seems to get corkscrews, and then they're like, oh man, it's the one rack I really didn't want. Hi, we already have respawns there. I don't think I've even picked those deer up yet. I don't think I've picked those up yet, but seemingly we already have deer there again. Okay. Well, we will shoot them. I guess. Oh man, this brace is really getting on my nerves. I might have to take it off for a bit. I am allowed to take it off for a period of time. But it's getting all, like, warm on my arm. I hate this thing. Oh, yeah. It's coming off for a bit. Oh. Let my arm breathe. It's also bruising my arm. I seem to bruise really easily. Like, it's not nice. I don't know, maybe my arm is just really sensitive from it all. And, you know, being manipulated and messed around with and everything that's been happening lately. But, yeah, it's not comfortable. It's such a shame that I couldn't have just broken it, because the doctor was like, if you'd just broken it, it would be healed within a few weeks and you'd be fine. But this is going to be a pain. I was like, great, that sounds amazing. Dripple Drizzle looks good with the low white pied does. Yeah, that would be something I think I'd want for the multi-mount. I kind of have a plan for a multi-mount with some great ones. But it requires getting the specific great one, like, that I'm after. Then it requires getting, like, the other parts of it. So, just gotta kind of hope. Hope that somehow I get lucky. Hello, hello. Oh, I'm probably gonna mispronounce your name. So, please forgive me if I do. I'm not doing it intentionally. Jiraj? Is that close? You'll tell me if it's wrong and I will try and remember and get it right. But hello, good to see you. And hello, Great One Hunter, good to see you too. How are you all doing on this Wednesday evening? Gosh, I had to check what day it was then. 'Tis Wednesday. 'Tis Wednesday, my dudes. Where is Next Blood? Might need the dog to... Where is dog? Dog is miles away. That's always helpful. I hate this bit here sometimes is funny with tracks. I'm just gonna run straight along here and hope that we find the blood or the dog gets here in time. And then pick that up. And then we'll go and pick those two up over there. And then we'll be grand. You set a grind up on parquet for rare muley does. Has worked quite well. Yeah, I've basically turned my ASCII into a rare doe grind at this point. Basically, I've just chosen a few lakes that I like. And I'm shooting everything on there. Buck, doe, big, small, you know, just anything. Did you guys just see that? All the tracks just popped in. I saw that. All the tracks just immediately, it just blooped into existence. Mel's, you are the goat. Well, thank you, Justin. I wouldn't quite describe myself as being the goat, but I try my best. Hi, Evan. Hi, Mel. What reserve are you hunting on? We are on Rancho del Arroyo for this mule deer grind. So far it's produced 2 of our 3 Great One mule deer. So we are now hoping to try and get number 4. You have had mule deer Great One, help if I could speak, mule deer Great One number 13 spawn after 2,352 kills, 72 dimes and 23 trolls. Gosh, Great One Hunter, you now have all furs and you're only missing the heart rack. Well, I hope you get it soon. That's crazy. I hope your next grind is shorter for you. We've just had 2 quite short grinds. Well, it depends on how you look at it. The grind for the second one was, if you count ASCII as well, very long. But once we moved to Rancho, it didn't take very long for it to spawn. And then the third one, it just took next to no time at all. It was great. Really, really hoping for Dripple Drizzle and either the Drop Tine rack or the Corkscrew rack. Milky Way fur would also be great, but I think Dripple Drizzle is actually my most wanted the more I look at it. I don't know. Milky Way is nice, But I just think it's maybe... It's quite similar to the grey fur. Whereas, like, at least the Dripple Drizzle is... It's very definitely, like, piebald, so... Hi, Torfin, how are you doing? Good to see you in stream. Andrew, you're definitely the British goat. Oh, thank you so much. You're very kind. Justin, I now have... If we go to the codex, I now have 66 great ones. Because it says 56 in the codex, in the hunting profile. But I reset my profile, like, redid my save and everything after 10. So I know that it's 56 plus 10. So I've got 66. So this one would be number 67 if we can get another one to spawn. Fingers crossed. You're going to be lurking, Gunhub. Good luck with the Mule Deer grind. Hopefully a great one shows up on the stream. Thank you, Gunhub. I really hope so. I'm so thrilled to have number 2 and number 3 in the Trophy Lodge. But I'm also like, why did it have to be off stream? Especially the third one. Literally 2 runs after finishing the stream and it showed up and I was like, wow. Couldn't have just happened on stream. You know, had to wait until just after I finished. I was like, man, kind of a bummer, but also super cool because it was an amazing deer. Evan, you're planning to do hunting and fishing around post-apocalyptic Appalachia, aka Fallout 76, after you get done with real-life dinner? That sounds fun, Evan. I hope you enjoy that. Yeah, Flinter, no internet. Sounds like he's, I don't know, I think his neighbours have dug up cables and stuff, and yeah, it's causing them issues, which has been unfortunate. When your first Great One Bear spawns, you might press new game. I mean, it can be a lot of fun, like... The one thing that's stopping me from doing it again at the minute is obviously the Mule Deer grind and my Fox and Pheasant grind. Because I want to go back to that at some point, because I'd love to get some more foxes. Pheasants I've got, you know, a few of, but I'd still love to get the citrine and the emeralds. Citrine I think more, but, you know, there's still plumage types that I would like to get for them. I'm guessing these have been spooked by bobcats. Those ones are there, but these guys aren't. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, so we'll go down here. But yeah. I enjoyed it a lot, going through everything again and reopening the maps and stuff. But I've got every, like, mission done up to, you know, for requirements for achievements. I've got all the weapons unlocked, everything like that. And so it would be a lot of redoing if I did restart now. So maybe at some point a little bit further down the line, when I don't have active grinds and stuff going on, maybe then I'll do it again. But, I'm definitely too deep into doing this right now to want to reset. These guys are being a pain with showing up. You're going to do the Mule Deer also, but after 11 of them, you have all hacks and furs. Luke, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous of that. Like, I feel so behind because I had that massive period of time where I just couldn't play. Where I would have been grinding and I would have been getting, like, trophies on a ski and I just hate it. I feel like so far behind. So I'm really hoping that we can get this, like I said, almost to the point of being like my fallow deer grind. Which, it has been very good so far. So, hopefully it keeps producing. Hi, Burb King, how are you doing? Oh, and, is that Rain? The Great 07? Welcome to the Minions. Thank you so much for the membership. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you, Gunhub, for putting the Discord link in. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for becoming a channel member. I really appreciate that. It's very kind of you. Why are these guys not showing up now? I'm going to make it really, like, towards the end of their drink time. Your third Mule Deer Great One spawned yesterday on SRP. Another Velvet Rack, but Dusky Drift. Oh, so that's what I had for my very first. Yes, a fresh map is cool, but there's always multi for an unknown map. Yeah, that's basically what's keeping me going, like, from not resetting. It's just unfortunate. Sometimes I'm joining multiplayer and it's like just not easy to get into certain maps and stuff, so that can be an issue, but we work with it. Hello, and I hope I'm saying your name right. Sith? I'm not sure on the pronunciation. I'm sorry. Struggling with all the pronunciations of names today. But hello, how are you doing? Don't be jelly, you're still grinding for the Fox and Tar and they're driving you crazy. I mean, they are two tough grinds. Very tough grinds. I'm not sure which I don't know, I think Fox has been less kind to me so far than Tar were. What's the biggest deer I've ever killed in real life? So far, none. I've not killed a deer yet. The only two animals I have taken in real life so far have been 2 rabbits. Unfortunately, I'm not from a hunting family. I don't have any real life friends that hunt or anything like that. So unfortunately, my opportunities to hunt have been very, very limited. And I haven't been able to get a deer yet, but hopefully one day. It's just STH? Okay, and you're good. Good. Glad to hear it. But yeah, hopefully one day I'll get a deer of some kind. Would be very nice. I don't even really mind what species. I think roe or muntjac would be great, with them being so local. Fallow as well, there's a lot of fallow around, but roe and muntjac are definitely the most predominant around here, so it would be cool one day. One day maybe I'll get lucky. The easiest way for me to be able to hunt would be to pay an outfitter here in the UK, because the way things work, everything's like private. There isn't like public land and stuff. If you want to hunt, you're going to be hunting on someone's property, so you're normally paying somebody to take you out on that land. That's just how it is in the whole of the UK. So it would be like trying to find someone that isn't too far away, and then having the money and just all of the things first, but hopefully eventually. Also, like hunting rabbits, it's actually quite fun. They're not as easy as I think people might think they are. They can be as tricky as any other animal, and they're switched on. They're a prey animal. They have to be switched on. So it can be challenging, and it's definitely not something to, I can't think of the word, shake a stick at, basically. You've gotten 2 whitetail IRL, but you haven't hunted in years? I'm very jealous. Whitetail are such a cool species. Whitetail just have so many cool, antler things that can happen. I've seen so many cool looking whitetail. Am I actually going to be able to shoot this guy? Or is he just going to keep standing around that corner? I think it's going to be a gut shot, but oh well. As long as he's dead. Hunting in Fallout 76, carrying a shotgun and a harpoon gun. Never been hunting in real life, but you've been real life fishing. Fishing over hunting for you. Honestly, I've never been fishing, like myself. I've watched my dad fish, fly fishing, which I very much enjoyed, but I've not fished myself yet. Whitetail are pretty much the only deer around where you are, Burb King. I mean, they're really cool, so I wouldn't mind having them around where I am, that's for sure. Got a couple of big bucks over in there. A couple of big fours. You totally forgot muntjac were in the UK. It's unusual having muntjac and Chinese water deer, you know. Two species that are very much not from the UK, actually here and in great numbers and doing so well. I mean, like, we have a very, very, very great population of Chinese water deer. I believe, actually, if I am remembering correctly, better than where they are originally from. So, you know, it's pretty crazy. And I mean, if I could get a shot on this deer without it getting blocked by trees. Stop what you're doing, sir. Stay still. There we go. The only deer that is around where you live is whitetail, and you've hunted 4 of them. That's very cool. Very, very cool indeed. I see, I love venison as well, so I wish that, you know, we had sort of more of that over here, about being able to go out to hunt to fill the freezer without having to own the land to do it on, or have to pay somebody to go on their land, or, you know, there's so much, like, that feels like it gets in the way of it over here in the UK. It's just a headache in general. You found 6 albino wood ducks now since the ski came out. Crazy, right? Luke, that's insane. I'm actually very jealous of that. Haven't had an albino wood duck yet. I have had another rare, but I won't say what. And it was a female. So that'll be in the next video. Some pretty cool stuff in the next video as well. It's kind of why I ended up recording them both today. I just had all this footage, and I was like, well, there's 2 videos worth here. So I was sat there, like, recording for about 40 minutes to get the 2 videos done. And then went straight into streaming after about 20 minutes. There's a few moose around you, but not many. You've only ever seen, like, 2. I mean, that's still really cool. Moose are so awesome. I'd love to see a moose. Just to see, like, the scale of them in real life. They're fascinating. Them just being this huge deer species. It's amazing. That's like Sika deer in your country, also Asian Japanese deer, and I have a ton of them here in Central EU. Yeah, we have Sika too. We have, in the UK, we have red deer and roe deer, which are our 2 natives. And then we have fallow deer, Sika deer, Chinese water deer, and muntjac. So we have 6 total deer species, but only 2 of them are natives, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, we've got some nice Sika around in certain parts as well. Some nice big gold medal Sika. And a gold medal Sika stag. They really are impressive. Crazy little things. Like little elk, the way that they bugle. It's a very cool sound to hear in real life. Very, very cool. Hi Stubby Wubby, how you doing? How you doing? I should probably say, not sure how long this stream is going to go, because obviously we just did, like, I don't know, 2-hour stream for Dead by Daylight. And now we're on to Call of the Wild, so we'll probably do, like, a couple of hours of this, maybe. And then that'd be it for today, because, like I said, I've recorded 2 videos, posted a video, and then this is the second stream, back to back, so a little bit of a few different things today. You're doing good? Good, good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Always good to hear that people are doing good. So, yeah. I really hope that, this next great one that shows up, I really hope that it is on stream. But I just... Like, when there's nothing to do in multiplayer because, you know, there's no servers open or any of the various things, it's like, what do I do? Do I go and grind this? Do I go and grind that? And I just end up wanting to come here and grind for muleys. Yeah, Reds are now in the rut too, and you'll probably go and hunt them this year. You're so lucky. Oh, I love red deer. They're so incredibly, they're so incredible and so majestic. I just love them. I just love them. I think they're quite underrated by a lot of people, but I think they're fantastic. Really cool. And their roars, when you get to hear them roaring in the rut, it's just, there's nothing quite like it. If you're out in the rut, you can smell where they are, because it's quite a pungent smell that they leave as they, rut as well. You hear the sounds. It's normally like a cold morning. Oh, I just love it. So atmospheric. Hi, Elephant Puppet. How are you doing? How you doing? Welcome in. Wish we had a Japan or Mongolia for a Call of the Wild Reserve. That would be very cool. Who knows, though? Maybe for Christmas. Because we do know we have another map coming this year. But we have no idea where it's going to be. Could be anywhere. Literally could be anywhere. We've not had any, clues as to where it might be. So, I'm very curious. Have I ever been turkey hunting, and do we have turkey in the UK? Never been turkey hunting, and no turkeys in the UK. We have a lot of game birds, but no turkeys. Pheasants, partridge, black grouse, red grouse. There is capercaillie, but they're not hunted in the UK because we have a very low population. Unfortunately, they were kind of, I think, hunted out in certain areas, and then as well as deforesting in places in Scotland, it messed with their population quite a lot. So in the process in the UK of trying to get their numbers up again, I would love it if it got to a point where they were huntable again, because they are such a cool species. I was so excited to have them in Call of the Wild. I'd love it if they were actually huntable here in the UK. And then, obviously, lots of waterfowl species and everything as well, so lots of birds, just no turkeys. Japan is your top one pick for a new map too? Ooh, Japan could be really cool. Do you know, the Japan map for the Angler got me really excited. I really like Japanese nature and just a lot of Japanese stuff, Japanese art, and just so much about Japan. Japan's one of the places I'd really like to go in the world. Specifically, I'd like to go during cherry blossom season. My brother, one of my two brothers, my oldest brother, actually works for Nissan, the car company, and quite a bit of their stuff gets, done in Japan. And several times he's been to Japan and sent pictures and little gifts and stuff from Japan, and I just love it. I'd love to go. And there's I've seen footage of it when it's they've got the snow and the cherry blossoms and the cranes out doing their mating displays. Oh, it's just insanely gorgeous. I would love it. And the places where the Sika deer just walk through the streets. I think I'd have a blast with my camera going there. So, Japan is somewhere I'd love to go. I really, really would. You'd love an Asia map or maybe a rainforest map or something? It's cool to speculate. A rainforest map would be really cool. What about wild boar in the UK? Yep, we got wild boar. I think it was last stream actually, I was telling a couple of stories about experiences I've had whilst, like, following people that have been wild boar hunting, like shadowing them to learn kind of deal. And yeah, they are here. Forest of Dean is a big hotspot for them, and they are in Scotland as well. Starting to make quite an appearance in Scotland. They're getting more and more in their numbers up there. You've shot a turkey, Burb King, and STH has shot a turkey. That's really cool. Turkey hunting is super fun. Killed your first turkey this spring. Congrats. Hi, Blue. How you doing? How you doing? You've been to Japan last year and you totally recommend it. Everything about it is amazing. Rain the Great. That is so cool and I'm so jealous. There's a couple of places that I really do want to go. I'm not a big traveller, but I'd like to go to Japan to see the cherry blossoms specifically, because I just love it. And I would like to go to... I'm not really fussed about where, but a beach during a bioluminescent algae bloom. Because there's certain times of year where, you know, different places will have it, and then you walk along the beach at night, and then it literally glows blue. And with blue being my favourite colour, I just think it'd be super awesome. I'd love to see the Northern Lights as well, that's up there, but I think those would be my top two things. Hello, Ender, welcome in. You feel like Asia is the most likely option? It could well be. I mean, like, there is quite a gap, I guess, for an Asia map, so... You're from Nebraska, Evan. Don't get much interesting wildlife where you're from. Honestly, Nebraska for me would be, you know, awesome, because it'd be all different wildlife to everything we've got here. So I'd love to come and see all your wildlife over there. America, you know, there's so much wildlife in America in general that I'd love to see. Hopefully, maybe one day. Do we have squirrels in the UK? Yes, we have red and grey squirrels. Red squirrels are our native squirrel. They're much smaller and just generally, I think, much nicer than grey squirrels. Little cute ear tufts, just nice little creatures. And unfortunately, greys were introduced a long time ago. And they were introduced solely because somebody thought they were cute. And unfortunately, they have wreaked havoc on our native population of red squirrels. They give them disease called squirrel pox. They outcompete them. So there's a lot of efforts in the UK to try and cull grey squirrels, to try and give our poor reds a chance. So yeah, we have a couple of species. But ideally, if we could get rid of the greys from being here so that we can have all the reds come back. Now you want to go again? I'm not surprised. You're doing good, Blue. Got a lot of progress on your own rancho mule dig grind. Currently have a lot of herd management done. And have a 338 minimum. Level 5 stacked. That's awesome. Get it, Blue. You're doing great. Oh yeah. There's him. So we do have a dilute here. I seen him a couple of runs before, and I shot at him, but made, like, a bad shot. He was stood, and I thought he was facing towards me. He was actually facing away, I think. But we got him there. If we go to the Maldives, they have the bioluminescent waters June through October. Oh, I would love it. I can just imagine me and Bandy walking along. Because both of our favourite colour is blue. We both love blue. So, I think it would just be so romantic. I'd love it. I only have Sundar and Medved. Also feel like there could be some great new animals in Asia. Yeah, for sure. You'd like to see Przewalski's horse on a future Asia map. Hopefully you spelled that alright. You do get coyotes and bobcats as well as recent mountain lion sightings. Ooh. All of that would be so cool for me to see, Evan. Like, I've never seen any of those species in real life, so that would be really cool. Ah, yes, Bird King. You have house sparrows there that are super invasive. They literally are everywhere and will kill other birds. See, for us, they're native. And in certain places, in a bit of decline. So it's so strange, isn't it? Like, you'll have a certain species that it does well in, like, a non-native country versus where they actually come from. Starlings are another big one for that. But yeah, little dilute level 3 boy. Again, not going to tax him. We have a bigger one in the lodge. So, just a cool little thing that basically, yeah, I shot at before and just didn't get because it was a bad shot. But a little rare to start us off. Kind of forgot that he was there, to be honest. I just remembered shooting at him and it not going well. You raised a house sparrow, Teak. They're very cute babies. Very cute. When they come out and they've got the little yellow bits still around the edge of the beak, they're very cute. Very cute indeed. But that's the thing, it's like, even the cutest things can do so much damage, and it's like, why must you be adorable? You don't know if grey squirrels are native or invasive for you, but they're way more common than the reds. I'm not sure exactly where you're from, Burb King, but greys are, like, American from my knowledge. I don't think they're really from anywhere else. Maybe somewhere in Asia, I'm not sure, but definitely not here in the UK. Definitely not native for us. I very much don't like them, unfortunately. The only recent travelling you've been to is Hawaii, Evan. I wanted to go deep sea fishing, but sadly couldn't. I'm very jealous. That's so cool. See, I'm not a kind of, like, want to go and sit on a beach and tan. But I hear Hawaii and I think of all, like, the birds and all the different wildlife and stuff. And, like you said, deep sea fishing and that kind of thing. Be so cool. I think Netherlands is the same in terms of wildlife as the UK. We do have wolves coming back, also with some problems. Yeah, I've heard about that a lot with the Netherlands. It's really interesting how things are going with that wolf reintroduction. I think that there's probably a lot of notes being taken regarding how that's gone. Like, you know, for maybe potential future of it happening or not happening here in the UK. So, it's interesting. Have I ever killed a squirrel? And if I have or have not, personally, you have never killed a squirrel. No, I haven't. Like I said, only 2 rabbits so far. 2 European rabbits. Welcome back, Justin. Welcome back. Also, when are we getting wood ducks on other maps? Please call all the wild. You'd love to hunt wood ducks on New England mountains or Mississippi. Yeah. Oh, guys, do you want to know something really heartbreaking that happened to me yesterday? I went on New England mountains. It was the only New England mountain server that was open in multiplayer. It was a 2-person server. I joined it. The host was quite a low level, and they were hunting, like, mallards and stuff on one side of the map. So I went to the other side of the map to hunt green-wing, teal, and goldeneye. And the lake that I went to go and put decoys out actually had some green-wing teal landed. And immediately I clocked that there was the more white piebald male green-wing teal male in this flock. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's what I've been looking for. I've been looking for the rares for the males, because I've got both piebalds for the females and no rare males at all. So I got really excited, but it was like 200 meters away. So I took a couple of pot shots at it, because it was in a place where it was like, if I tried to get close, I was almost certainly going to spook it. So I tried, and both times I missed, and they settled back down. And then I started to slowly make my way over there, and the flock took off. I think their zone time ended or whatever, and they were just gone. And I was like, are you kidding me? So I sat in that server, I set up decoys for not wood duck, oh my gosh, I can't speak. I set up decoys for the green-winged teal and the goldeneye, and I sat there. It had to have been over an hour, and then the server crashed, and that duck never came back. So I can now say I have seen a rare male green-winged teal, but I never got to shoot him, and I'm so annoyed, because if I'd managed to get one of those shots to land that I took at a distance, I would have had it. But I think there was like a rock in front of him, because it looked like it was hitting exactly where the bird was, but it wasn't getting him, so I think there was a rock there that wasn't quite rendered in at that distance, and unfortunately, no shot hit him. What is the biggest animal I have ever seen? An elephant. African elephant. When I went to South Africa. Dream destination was supposedly Alaska or Washington State. Ooh. Alaska is awesome. I'd love to go to Alaska. Anywhere where I could go and see, like, caribou and everything would be pretty ideal for me. We haven't got many decent deer in this zone this time. Interesting. We might take a couple of smaller ones that seem to have popped up. That's a 3, okay. That's a very small 3. And I'll try and get that one. Smoked. Cool. Cool. Big rip, yeah, it was so unfortunate. Michigan, there's a national park called Isle Royale, and there's only like 10 wolves and like 900 moose on this giant island, so they're taking wolves for Canada and putting them on the island so they can manage the moose. I mean, 900 moose, like, it's crazy. On a small island, I can only imagine, like, the amount of plant damage they must do must be quite insane. Do we have rattlesnakes or copperheads in the UK? No. All we have for snakes is the European adder, which is venomous, but it is so mild that you're not going to get sick from it, really. Like, it's worth maybe letting a doctor know that, hey, you did get bitten in case you have an allergic reaction, but it's nothing. Like, their venom is so not potent. And grass snakes, which have no venom at all. So, only 2 native species of snake. I've never seen an adder. I have seen a grass snake. I like the snakes. I would like it if there were more snakes in the UK. But, yeah, so far, well, currently, we only have 2 species of snake. But they are cute. And then we do have slow worms as well, but those are legless lizards, not snakes. I have seen them, Evan. They've been really interesting to see. Like, it looks like Fallout actually has a fairly decent fishing system. From what I've seen, which is quite cool. It kind of half tempts me to, like, want to play around with it. The woodies 100% need to be on New England Mountains of Mississippi. Mississippi especially, in my opinion. Could maybe even be on SRP and Layton, and SRP needs a duck. SRP needs love in general. SRP used to be such a popular map, and then it just died. It just died. When everything got changed. European servers easy mode, for real. Yeah, we really don't have any animals to worry about. Like, there's nothing venomous, like I said. Well, like I said, technically adders are venomous, but it's really only going to cause you a problem if you have an allergic reaction to it. Like, no one dies of a just an adder bite. They don't have that potent venom. So, they're really not something to worry about. The thing that's more of a problem is people letting their dogs off lead where the adders are, and then their dog gets bitten, and, you know, there is a chance that dogs get killed by them and stuff. Again, a dog can have an allergic reaction just the same as a human and end up dying because of it. And then the poor adders get blamed, and it's like, well, you're in their nesting and breeding areas. Leave the adders alone and put your dogs on a lead. Like, it drives me up the wall. I hate it so much. It's the same as people that let their dogs run around livestock and stuff. You just want more wood duck maps. They're kind of a pain on a ski. Yeah, I wish they had more of a range. It just feels like their range is so damn small on a ski. What type of spiders do we have in the UK? We've got a lot of species. But again, nothing venomous except for the occasional, like, black widow and stuff that end up over here. There's unfortunately quite a few, like, exotic spiders that will end up here from imports. Like, fruit and vegetables and etc. But, yeah. It's, again, generally, it's not something we have to worry about. Thank God, because I'm not a spider person. Not a spider person, I'm afraid. I don't hate them. I think they're fascinating. And I think, you know, they have their place, the same as everything else. But they terrify me so bad. And I'm like, just exist where I don't. And we'll be fine. We've had a lot of small respawns this run, which makes me intrigued, I'm not going to lie. Whenever I see a lot of, like, small deer suddenly respawn, like this, it makes me wonder. What type of updates do I think could save Way of the Hunter? More animals. We need more animal DLCs. Or not even DLCs, but just updates. We need more rares, more trophy variety. Like, at the minute, it feels like, obviously, there's preset racks and stuff for everything that has antlers, right? And there's very little variation within each frame or, you know, specific shape and size. And with things like predators and that, they don't have any rares. And there's no true size. I mean, there's only one predator species in the game that has a rare, and that's the lions with the leucistic. And for me, that's the cooler trophy than a 5-star. Like, 5 stars are pretty rare, and that's cool, but, like, why don't the hyenas have albino and stuff like that? They all, in my opinion, need to have albino and mela. Give everything the chance to be albino and mela, and add piebalds to things. I am so damn disappointed, because they did that mission on Lintakoto, right, where they had that piebald reindeer. I don't know. Oh yeah, and wolves have a rare. Very true, Blue. They have the mela. I have a 5-star one, and I forgot about that. Yeah, they did that mission on Lintakoto with the piebald reindeer, and then, like, they put in the email that you get in the mission that says, finally, piebalds. And it's like they were saying, like, me and everybody I talked to about that was like, yeah, that has to be a hint. Why would they put the email heading in the game as finally piebalds? With, like, it was the way it was written. Gave all the indications that piebalds were coming. And I talked about it, and I was super excited about it, and then there has been none. We had a couple more albinos added. Albino Gamsbok, albino Springbok, and a Sambar. No new melas. Like, just, I need more rares, man. That's what keeps me coming back to Call of the Wild. And it's funny, only the other day I had someone calling me a hypocrite, saying I would rather play Call of the Wild than Way of the Hunter because I need 30 animals in front of me all the time, and to be able to shoot stuff quickly, I don't appreciate going and stalking something. And I was like, that's not the case at all. My problem is I have a 5-star of every single species in the game. I mean, even Eland, they added them, and I had a 5-star within 2 hours, if that. And they're on the private land, so now I can just farm them as much as I want for 5 stars. Like, if something's on the private land, you can just keep getting 5 stars for them. It's really not hard. And I was like, that's my problem. It's not at all that it's because it's a slower hunting game. I actually like that. I like a challenge. But I need there to be things to go after. Once you've already got every 5-star and every variation of every 5-star, which I have every 5-star rack for mule deer, every 5-star rack for whitetail, every moose rack, everything. I've got everything. The only thing I literally haven't got in that game is certain 5-star rares. And it's like, at that point, I'm going to be honest, because I am, the only thing I have to do is go and sit in private land areas for those animals that I'd like a 5-star rare of, say like a 5-star Mela mule deer, on my map, keep shooting them and hope that eventually one of them spawns as a Mela with good genetics. And when I'm bored of that, I can bounce into multiplayer and check multiplayer servers for a youngster that has good genetics. I've had rare 5-stars from single player and multiplayer. Like, it's to me, it ends up being more of a farming thing. And yeah, getting a 5-star rare is super cool, do not get me wrong. The excitement I have had every time I've gotten one has been so much fun. But it's a boring process in trying to get one that takes forever. And it's not even shooting a lot of things or doing a lot of things in that process. So it becomes very boring. Oh, I need to scroll up. I was talking for too long. You'd like to see Snow Goose and Pintail over on Yukon. Yukon needs more big game. Maybe mountain goats, bighorn, Roosevelt elk. Yeah, just more stuff on Yukon. Yukon is my least favourite map for a reason. In Michigan, you've only got one type of venomous snakes, which is called a Michigan rattlesnake, which is smaller than a rattlesnake, but super rare to see. What about mustelids besides badgers? Mustelids in the UK, we have minks, stoat, weasel, polecat. I've actually got quite a few mustelids. Used to be scared of spiders as a kid, but when you got older, realised how cool they are, and literally held a brown recluse to prove they're not out to get us. That's pretty cool. Great one coming, I hope so. Yeah, wolves also have a rare. Would not recommend holding any spider, even if you know what you're doing, though, because accidents can happen. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Piebald lion, when? I mean, I would take that. Like, just give me piebald things in general. The goats look piebald, but all are the same in Way of the Hunter. Yeah, that's the other thing. You know, when the feral goats got added, and the feral pigs, they showed us pictures of them, and they all had, like, different looking coats. But every single one is the same. Like, the only difference is between ages. So, like, an adult goat has a different colour to a mature, or whatever. But once they get to 5-star mature, they all look the dang same. And they even said they changed it, and they haven't. Every 5-star goat I have seen posted, and every one I have shot, has been the same. And it's like, I don't need to shoot more and more 5-star goats for them all to be the same. Favourite reserve on Way of the Hunter? You like Transylvania for base game and Lintakoto and Matariki for DLCs? I think Lintakoto, Tikamoon, and Transylvania. I really like those. You love Call of the Wild and Way of the Hunter equally, but in different ways? Yeah. And that's what I was saying to this person who was saying about me / the hunting game community being hypocritical. It's like, you're allowed to enjoy multiple things. You don't have to just enjoy Call of the Wild, or just enjoy Way of the Hunter, or just enjoy Classic. You can enjoy many different games for many different reasons, and that is fine. And it's not right for people to get kind of pissy at people for enjoying other things. Like, let people live their life. It doesn't affect them whether I'm playing you know, their favourite game or my, you know, what I like to play. It's... trees got in the way there, I think. Oh well. That zone is being annoying lately. Bobcats keep spooking them off before they get there. I don't have a rifle, unfortunately, IRL. Not to mention, if the community around where the hunter was not a bunch of babies, it would help the game. It is toxic. I won't lie. Like, there have been some toxic things I've seen in there. I remember there was one incident, I went in there, and people were actually annoyed at Flinter for quoting something that was in the encyclopedia in-game. And they were like, that's incorrect information. And I was like, well, hold up a minute. If it's in the encyclopedia, that information should be accurate. It was about melanistics being normally found like in more high genetic areas. And apparently one of the devs said that wasn't accurate. And then they were all being very mean. Flinter was away at the time, so I was like, hold on a minute, don't, because Flinter wouldn't say something that's incorrect if he knew it was incorrect. You know, he's got no reason to do that, and I know him as a mate personally, like, he's my friend, so hold up a minute, I'm not gonna let you say all these things about him. And basically then someone came in, and then we're like, oh, well, we haven't had it confirmed that it's incorrect information. And as far as I know, it's not been changed in the encyclopedia in Way of the Hunter to this day. So, like, that whole incident really showed me that people could be very toxic in there very quickly. And it's just like, a game needs replayability. There has to be a variety of trophies in a hunting game. Otherwise, once you've got, you know, most of, or if not all the trophies, especially in a game like any hunting game, it's like, what are you going to hunt for now? You know? There's a reason people play Classic still. Because the trophies are hard to find, and there's a lot of variety. So people will have, like, lots of things to go after, right? That's the thing for me. As soon as they add new things to the game, I'm on it straight away. Not so interested in new guns, because, like, what do I really have to hunt with the new guns? Except the same things. So yeah, I think they'd need to add a lot of new content. Focus less on brands and stuff. Focus more on adding actual playable content. Yeah, and yeah, it's difficult. I'm just reading through what everyone's saying about it. It's difficult, and I understand that, you know, it's not as easy as do this and do that, but yeah, that would be the thing for me for Way of the Hunter, would be add more content, because at the minute it just doesn't, it has no replayability for me. It's like, go play the update and then I'm done within a few hours. Did I find any trophies while setting up the MULE grind? Not really. not anything except, you know, some level 5 muleys when we actually started grinding, but nothing outside of that, unfortunately. You think every community is toxic no matter what? Some are less toxic and some are more, but then it's all about how rude people think they can be and get away with it because they get to hide behind a screen. Isn't that right? Half of the time, people would not say the things that they say if it wasn't behind a screen. Right? You know? Regardless of what it's about, whether it's about someone personally, or about a game, or developers. Like, sometimes I see the things that people say, and I'm like, do you have no conscience at all? Like, people say, like, oh, it's not the same as saying it in real life, and it's like, I hate to break it to you, but the internet is real life. Like, you are saying it to someone. Unless it's a bot, or, like, you know, AI that you're talking to, you are saying that to someone. You are making someone's day worse by calling them something horrible, or whatever. Whether it's a developer, or just an individual playing a game, or whatever. You don't have to be nasty. But unfortunately, a lot of people just are. For no real reason half the time. It's incredible to me. Like, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night with some of the things that, like, people say. Like, if I was saying it to someone, I couldn't live with myself knowing I'd said something like that to someone. And it being online does not make it any better. But people seem to think, oh, it's just the internet, it's not real life or whatever, but it is. Very much is real life still. Fun question. What would be a better map for Call of the Wild, Amazon or Africa? That's hard. Because part of me wants to say Africa, so that we could have, like, all the remasters of Rohingya species. But then a big part of me wants to say Amazon, because it would be so different. You know? Personally think add a second Africa map and then do an Amazon map. Yeah, I agree, Teak. You just got another 340 plus mule deer. That's like your 5th one, Bob King. That's pretty awesome. Seriously, it can be good because you're allowed to be anonymous and say anything, but if it's saying something unkind and not sharing opinions, that's, yeah, it's not great. You wish video games didn't cause drama? Honestly, Justin, it's amazing to me how, like, het up and angry people will get over the smallest things. And I'm like, do you have nothing better to do than be negative? Like, or just... What really gets to me is when someone says, oh, I'm really looking forward to this update or whatever. They're not the developer or anything, they're just someone who plays the game. Like, okay, for me, like with Monster Hunter Wilds, that's a game I really like. I've been excited for all the updates, but I watch people say, hey, I'm excited for the new update, I can't wait to go and play it, and they're just happy. They're just happy to play the game. Like, that's all. And that's great. Good for them. But someone has to come in and tell them that they're stupid for enjoying the update. It's like, let people enjoy things. Let people be happy. Not everything has to be angry and depressing. If someone wants to be happy about something, just let them be happy. It's not going to affect you just by trying to drag their mood down. Would I want monkeys in the game? Honestly, I wouldn't mind them. Because they are hunted in real life. You know, especially certain species cause a lot of damage. Things like vervet monkeys in Africa can cause a lot of damage. So they are hunted as pest control. So, yeah, wouldn't mind them in the game, honestly. Wouldn't bother me. It's not something I would be fussed about. Especially a hunting sim. Just sitting here like, man, don't you have some other hobbies to get angry about? Yeah. It's like, oh, I don't want to hunt this. Well, don't hunt it then. If you don't want to shoot the snow leopards on Sundar Patan, don't shoot the snow leopards. If you don't want to shoot the tigers, don't shoot the tigers. Like, you don't have to do it, but the option's there for us that do. It's the same as if they did add an African map with elephants. People that don't want to shoot them wouldn't have to. I have a friend of mine who specifically never ever shoots lions on Rohingya unless they're attacking him. He says if they're attacking him, then he'll shoot one. But if he isn't being attacked by one, he won't go out of his way to hunt one. Just because he has a bit more of an attachment to lions as a species, and he really, really likes them. And I'm like, that's cool. Like, I don't care. I'll hunt them. And he's like, yeah, that's fine, you do you. I just personally don't want to go out of my way to hunt one. And I remember he saw an albino on his map. And that was, like, the one time he was like, okay, I'll make an exception. I'll make an exception to go and hunt that. Because, yeah, I've never had an albino lion before. But, in general, he doesn't hunt them. And does it affect me? No. It doesn't affect him that I do. And it doesn't affect anybody else. At the end of the day, the way I think of it, is if I can sit here on my game and shoot a lion, and nobody would know if I had or I hadn't, without me telling them, then it doesn't matter, does it? If I say, oh yeah, I shot a lion in Call of the Wild, then you know. But if I didn't tell you that I'd shot a lion in Call of the Wild, you wouldn't know, so it doesn't affect you in any way, shape or form. That's the big thing for me, is it really doesn't affect anybody at that point. Today you opened your lodge to multiplayer and 2 kids joined and seen your 22 great ones and 3 super rares. And said, how much did you pay for all of these? And they started talking trash about me. That's just pure jealousy. I get that a lot, but it's normally the go get a job kind of response. Which is very fun. In fact, some of you will have known that I had a bit of a fundraiser going when I thought I was going to be able to get a desktop PC. And it was, I set it up because I'd had a couple of people kindly send me some donations. And I thought, you know, maybe I should set up something that was a bit more official so that it was a bit more secure for anybody that did want to do that. Because I was kind of thinking of, you know, security and stuff for other people. And I got a message from someone that I actually knew on the channel saying, just get a job. And I messaged them and I was like, was this a joke? And they said, no, I'm being completely serious. You're taking advantage of people by talking about your disabilities. And I was like, okay. And they said, there's nothing wrong with you. If you can sit at a computer, you can go to work. And I was like, do you want to argue with the doctors that have multiple doctors that have said that I cannot work? Not only because of the conditions, but because of the medication that I'm on for the conditions. I can't, unfortunately, do certain things that would be needed to have a quote-unquote, like, normal employment. And they got very angry with me and said, yeah, I'll argue with a doctor because you're not disabled. And that was what ended up leading to me taking that down. Because people will get really mad because either you have a different lifestyle to them or more time. I mean, I've had it so many times. Like, I post my great ones or rares or diamonds or whatever, and the first comment I get is, get a damn job, you've got too much time on your hands. And it's like, I'm sorry that many of my internal organs don't work normally, and I've got, you know, various issues that I shouldn't have to disclose to you, that mean I live a slightly different life to you. People forget that that's even a possibility, which is incredible to me. Like, when I see someone doing whatever they're doing with their life, I don't automatically assume anything about their life. Like, they could have anything going on, you know? And it's like, I don't judge. If that's what makes them happy, and they're living their life, that's fine. Like, what impact does that have on me? I'm just happy to see someone else being happy. But some people, regardless of how nice you are or kind, will just take the mickey out of you for anything like that. And if you've got stuff that makes them jealous, especially with, like, trophy lodges and stuff, because you've, you know, either put in more time or whatever than they have, then they will just rip into you for no reason, because people suck. Yeah, Teague, that's very, very, very good point about people ripping into the Great One Mule tip. And my most memorable Super Troll, Luke, my albino moose. Level 5, and it just missed Diamond by... It was like 0.03. It was a tiny, tiny amount. And it missed Diamond, and it was really unfortunate. Yeah, GunHub, you remember that. Yeah, and that's why I took it all down. And I had people messaging me after, like, hey, is that going to go back up? Because I planned on, like, doing something for that. And I was like, nah, I'm not putting it back up. I'm not doing it after that response. Because having someone say something like, you're using your disability to manipulate people, I was like, never in a million years was that the aspect that I was going for. It was for something for the channel, which people have been talking about. And so I ended up just funding it all myself between me and, you know, some help with my parents and getting it all sorted. And it was just like, I just couldn't believe it was the idea that they knew so much more about someone else's life, when if I said to them, can you name every single condition and the symptoms that go along with it and what medications I'm on and the side effects of those medications, they wouldn't have had a clue. So of course they're not informed to make that kind of judgment, but in their head that's okay to say. And it's amazing. And then people are like, oh, no, it's fine if you're disabled, it's fine. And then you'll have people say stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, there is definitely still a stigma around it. Like, there definitely still is. Do I want to be like this? Heck no. I had plans to go to university and become a zoological biologist. Specifically studying zoological osteology. Unfortunately, that didn't work. And now I'm here. But people will judge you for whatever, and they will be horrible. And it's unfortunate. I was always brought up that is not the way. You don't judge anyone for anything like that. And you don't try and force people to tell you either anything about their life. Just if someone wants to share something they've done, something they've made, something that brings them joy, sharing it. Sharing their joy. Like, I don't see how that's hard. To just share happiness rather than negativity. Yeah, Teak, I'm totally like that. And it's okay, Justin, it's not the first time, and I'm sure it won't be the last time that someone makes comments on me for the various things that exist in my life. Sending you some Great One Luck, Wyvern. Luke just now spawned a Great One Mule Deer. Dusky Drift Classic Rack. That's an amazing combo, Luke. Congratulations. That's gorgeous. I can... Yeah. I think Kyla has that. Either that or it's Milky Way Classic Rack. I want to say it's Dusky Drift, and if it is, like, what I'm picturing is it's gorgeous. That combo is gorgeous. You've even got a lot of flack for liking Fallout 4 and 76 better than 3 on New Vegas. Because how dare you have an opinion, Evan, that doesn't affect anyone in any way, shape or form except you. Gosh, how dare you be an individual. You wish he knew that you should never judge a book by its cover? Yeah, and that, you know, he doesn't know better than qualified doctors. Oh. I mean, with my luck that I've had with doctors, it's hard enough to get a doctor to give you the right diagnosis on things. And then you finally get doctors that multiple of them agree on the same thing. And then someone else says, no, I know better. Kind of hot take, Dusky Drift is the worst Fable fur in the game. Fair opinion. I guess it's maybe quite basic. Haven't seen the Fabled Spotted Red Deer. There's something about the Fabled Spotted Red Deer that's so pretty, though. So pretty. Your wife's 100% disabled from the military, but she has a job teaching, and there's so many types of disabled just because you can walk, etc. People think you're not. It's crazy. Oh, yeah. Hidden disabilities are a thing. Like, and people don't... I would say people like... That was a piebald. I just saw that as I... Yeah, that was a piebald. That level 3 was a piebald. Lol. Wouldn't have taxed it anyway. It was a very small 3. But, that was a piebald. Yeah, hidden disabilities. People think, you can walk or you can sit in front of a computer. You can go to work. It's like, okay, what employer wants to employ me when I would be falling asleep on the job all the time? Like, I'm surprised I haven't started to nod off during one of these streams yet. I think because I'm talking, it helps. But I just end up asleep. Can't help it. It's because I don't sleep properly. I've got all the medications on board that I have to take for various different things. It's just how things are. There's so many factors. It's not just can you do things physically. It's like there's a lot of other things that have to be considered. But, you know, I guess if you're fortunate enough to not have experienced that in any way, then people that haven't experienced it, they kind of take it for granted that things for them are, like, so easy. And then if you, like, you're trying to explain to them that it's really hard for you because of X, Y, and Z, they just don't understand it. That's the only thing I can think. We've also gotten too much flack for not grinding or HM for your trophies. Yeah, people that judge you on that, it's just like, it's silly in my opinion. It's really silly. Chat is moving fast today. I'm having to, like, scroll back to make sure I didn't miss anything. If I miss anything, I do apologise. Chat's a bit faster than normal today. You just got a Dusky Drift Velvet Rack after, like, 3,000 kills. Bruh, give you a good combo. I'm sorry, Burb King. You get bloody noses every day ever since you were 4 and they don't know why. That's nasty. I hate getting nosebleeds. I seem to get them as soon as I get really stressed. I had one when we moved that was bad. Like, I sent pictures and that to Flinter and Kyler of the aftermath, and they were like, what did you do? Because I'd been sat on my bed and I got so stressed. A lot had happened that day and I got a bit upset and I started crying. And I thought it was tears running down my arms. It was not tears. It was a lot of blood. And it was only when it didn't stop that I was like, huh. Suddenly everything tastes really metallic and I was just covered in blood. And I was like, oh my gosh. So, it was a good thing that I wasn't bringing that bed with me to the new house, because it was wrecked. Like, that blood went straight through everything. That was a really bad nosebleed. That's probably the worst one I've had. But in general, I don't get them. Like, it seems to be only when I get really, really stressed. So, like, things like moving or anything like that might trigger it. But otherwise, I don't normally get them. This game is your stress reliever. That's why you play so much with over 2,000 hours. I mean, it makes sense, right? It's like a nature game. And yeah, okay, it's hunting, but you can just, like, walk around, take it at your own pace, just go for a stroll and shoot a few things. You don't have to shoot hundreds of animals. You might just shoot a couple as you walk around the map and enjoy it. So, it totally makes sense. And it's a great distractor, I would say. Hi Matt, how you doing? How do you make online friends? Because you want to be friends, but there's an age gap between me and you also have a friend who has a YouTube channel and we want to make friends with him. Honestly, all of my friends I've just kind of met by kind of accident. I don't really set out, like, looking to make friends. It's normally, I'll be in a stream, like, in someone's chat, and then, like, you recognise the same people that come in and out of chat all the time, and you discover, oh, you've got similar interests, and, oh, we play this game and this game that are the same, do you want to play this game together? And then it kind of goes from there. At least that's what it's been like for me. You'll be back. Don't get any great ones. You want to witness the reaction? I'll try not to. I would have laughed if there was one in this zone after I'd said that. Oh. Goodness. Jeez. Whenever you get super stressed, you go blind in one of your eyes, and then get a crazy migraine. Migraines are the worst. I hate getting migraines. It's funny, my mum always got them really bad when she was, well, she still does to an extent because of her brain condition. But when she gets stressed, they get worse as well, so probably get some of it from her. But I think I've only ever had 3 nosebleeds in my life so far, and they've all been during, like, periods of high stress. So, had an earthquake there on Monday. Gosh, Matt, that's awful. I hope everything's okay. Earthquakes are scary business, that's for sure. Yeah, we'll go pick these ones up and then go round. Good, thanks. You hate the rain. People drive more stupid in the rain, think they're in the road. Yeah, that's very true. Ocular migraines are horrible. Sucks. It's I'm assuming that's like a lifelong thing. Yeah, that sounds awful. Awful. You think this grind's gonna be long since I got 2 super fast? It could well be. It could well be. I'm just checking my phone to make sure my partner got home. He did. How long has this stream been going now? Like 2 hours? This has been pretty good for contents today. Video and 2 streams. Help if I knew where I was going. I think I dropped both of these. I can't remember. Hi Spruce Lodge, how you doing? How you doing? Because I only shot 2, didn't I? This guy, and then there was a 3. Yeah, there we go. So we did drop them both. Cool. So now we can fast travel back here and go round. Do I think they will ever add elephants, or that goes too far? I hope they add elephants. I want hunting games to add elephants. I must do that video on the ultimate hunting clip of the elephants. It's so cool. And I've seen Flinter's video on it, and I would like to talk about it and obviously give my opinions and stuff on it. I just think it's really awesome. Like, I want those things in a video game, because again, it doesn't hurt anybody, and it doesn't affect anybody whether they're on the map or not, like, regardless, because you can hunt them, or you can choose not to, you know, the choice is quite literally yours, so it shouldn't be a big deal. And again, we have deer back here, before we even collect what we shot out of this zone. Yeah, that's fine. You're doing great, Spruce Lodge. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good as well. Been very productive today. 2 videos recorded, 1 posted, and 2 live streams back to back. Oh, goodness, Spruce Lodge. Well, thank you so much for the membership, channel membership. Welcome to the minions. Thank you so much. Hype, hype, hype. I love seeing all the emotes in chat, and they're all blue. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Thank you so much, Spruce Lodge. That is so very kind. Thank you. Much appreciated. If I could add a new animal to each map in Call of the Wild, what would it be? I'll have a think about that. Did you tell us that someone punched you in the face today because you were playing playground football and accidentally hit him too hard trying to get the quarterback? Oh my gosh. Yikes. Hope you're okay. That doesn't sound pleasant at all. Doesn't sound pleasant at all. Now, if I was going to add something to every map in the game. So, Hirschfelden. I think Hirschfelden, I'd add wood pigeons. Just because they could have so many cool variations and rares and stuff. Like, there's a lot they could actually do with them. And even if they just gave them, like, goose AI, so that they, like, fly in flocks, and then, like, just a group will land or something. They don't have to, I guess, make them sit in trees and stuff, but I just think having them on the map would be cool. Leighton. I wouldn't mind having Mountain Lion added to Leighton if they did the thing, like, making them like snow leopards, right? So that they're very, very rare. You don't see a whole lot of them. And they gave them a super cool rework that made, like, their furs look better, the models look better. You know, just an overall upgrade in general, I think would be great. And then, like I said, then you could add them to Leighton. Medved, I mean, I'd like to see Siberian tigers on it. I know it might not be the most geographically, I'm not even sure I'm saying that right, accurate thing, because I believe some people said that it's not, like, quite the right environment, but I mean, it's Call of the Wild. It's kind of like every map is a bit of a mishmash, can't speak, of different, like, locations. So I think that would be really cool if they could put those on Medved and give them slightly different furs, and Siberians are a bit bigger, I believe. So yeah, just tweak them a little bit so that they are different in some way. And again, very rare. Again, maybe make it like Sundar, but instead of having them just on, like, one part of the map, have them spread across the map. So you could literally just run into a tiger. I think that would be really cool. I want to reset time and check this zone, by the way. I doubt there's anything there, but I want to check it. Medved, Vrahonga. I mean, there's so many species that I would like to see, but I think something that we're missing... I'm going to go basic. I would like to see a lot of species added to Vrahonga, or any future Africa map, right? But I think one of the most basic species that we're missing from an African map is impala. Why are there no impala? It seems like every hunting game seems to miss impala, and they are, like, one of the, like, classic African animal species. So I think impala to Vrahonga. I also think they could fit in a lot of those, like, big open areas, some good size herds. So I think that would be cool. But, like, there's about 100 animals I'd like from Africa. I'm trying to go in order. What came after Vrahonga? I don't know. Okay, Parquet. We talked about this the other day. I'm not sure what they could add to Parquet. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure for Parquet. Zebra in Africa, elephants, hyenas, yeah. All of the species, sable, eland, just everything. Give me everything that's in Africa. Like, there is a 4 there. Kind of thought there might be something lurking here. There's just so many, like, it's hard to name specific maps for different species I'd like added. But I feel like a lot of species I'd like could be added to one map or another. Just more birds. Most of it's more birds, more duck species. Things like that on different maps. Like we were talking about on Mississippi and New England mountains. Put something unique on New England, like my gosh. That would be awesome. Also pray for you, your IRL African trophies are on a ship travelling to you. Oh my gosh, I hope they all arrive in perfect condition. I would be so stressed. I would be so stressed if that was my stuff. So, fingers crossed for you. And also, take care, Ender. I just saw your message as well. All the chats today. Oh, yeah. There's basically every map they could add some kind of new bird to, which I'm always in favour of. Hi, Claydrew. How you doing? How you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Need custom lodges? Yeah. I would have the biggest custom lodges if I could. And also make them not, like, African themed, like Saseka. Be able to have customizable terrain, please, for the platforms. That's all I want. That's all I want. Give me customizable terrain, please. So that my links aren't stood on African grass. And I swear, these deer... Why are they not showing up? I wonder. I'm going to see if there's any tracks down there. Because I do have a suspicion. A bit of a suspicion that they're just not getting here. Because of the bobcats. And there are a couple level 3s back in there. But it also could be those that come through to drink here that just kind of move. Because, yeah, it is one zone, I guess. So, maybe they're just favouring to drink in there. And there's not a lot of actual big deer left in this spot. Which isn't a major problem. As long as I'm not missing something. Well, that's 3s. 3s. There's a lot of 3s that need to die. No idea if that was good. It clearly wasn't. Is a buck gonna run across? Or is that just gonna be the does getting stuck? Looks like just the does. Okay then. You really want a overhaul for the trophy manager? It's such a mess, Luke. Yeah, it really is. It really is. If we had lodges in Call of the Wild like Prehistoric Hunt with Golden, yeah. That is one thing that is pretty cool about Prehistoric Hunt, I must say, is how their trophy lodges work. That you can, like, place things anywhere, choose the size of, like, plaques and platforms. It's very nice. Driving home from work, Glade, you're excited to keep shooting your tar grind. You just want a second one already. I hope you get it. Might grind Mule Deer 2, spawn 2 great ones and 100 kills. Dang! I mean, that can't be far off what I had. Like, it can't have been more than a couple hundred at most between 2 and 3. Like, it can't have been. Think your favourite hunting trophy lodge is in Virtual Hunter? Don't know if I've seen it. Can't remember. Where is Dog? Dog is there. Track the blood. Don't spin and look at me, just track the blood, please. It's, interesting. I would, like, part of me thinks that it would probably be hard to maybe make trophy lodges that are that customizable at this point. But even if they just gave us just a really big lodge without the theming, like, of Africa or any other environment, just make it like a wood lodge. You know? That's what I would like. Just something that you can put anything in it and it fits. Rather than only one maps species. Remember how I had such a successful tar grind? Yeah. It was so funny because when we started that tar grind, I was feeling quite unoptimistic. Not pessimistic, but just not super optimistic. I was thinking that maybe that would be the one that I would struggle to get, or maybe just not get, because it was, you know, something totally different to everything that we were used to for grinding. And I was just like, I felt like my confidence was very low on that grind. And then that Fabled Golden showed up. And I just couldn't believe what I was looking at. And then I just had so much luck after that. Unfortunately, we ended up with a huge amount of Fabled Halves, which any other fur would have been better than more Fabled Halves. Like, I couldn't believe that of all of the furs that they had, that I kept getting that one. So, that was the only unfortunate thing. But we had a ton of super rares, like, and very close to super rares as well. Like, big albinos that were almost there. So, I really cannot complain with how that grind went in the end, which it was crazy compared to what I expected. I genuinely think the mule deer have treated me way worse so far than the tar did, which is crazy. Especially, like, with the amount of problems people have, seemingly, with their tar grinds versus muley grinds. There is so many small bucks. Welcome back, Blue. I just saw your name pop back into chat. That's not the buck I was trying to get, but I guess it is now. Unfortunate, I was trying to get that 3, but I think we got a hitbox. Probably an antler hitbox. Okay. Just feels like we're getting a lot of small bucks. A lot of small bucks. You could have added way more animals like elk, sandbar, rooster, whitetail. The sheep was a big deal for me. I would love feral sheep. You know? I think that would be great. Per David's in New Zealand. I don't think Per David's are. Like, not like red deer and fallow and stuff. There's probably places that have them. Like, ranches, but hey, oh. Interesting. But, not that I'm aware of that, like, free range in any capacity. Or even hunted. I don't remember seeing any pictures, but I could be wrong. Haven't topped moose, though. Yeah, moose was pain. On every freaking level. But then again, once I got past that first one, boom, 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 with the moose. Like, I got that grind down to a T. 8 shooters on my entire map, and that's all I had. And I just bounced from one zone to the next in a, you know, a thing of 8, and that was it. That's all I needed to do. Like, by the end, it was so refined. It was probably, I don't know, I'd say my best grind. I probably could have gotten even more moose. Like, if I had kept going, it wouldn't have surprised me if I ended up with even more. But I kind of decided that 11 was enough. had some just go fleeing past us here, but I didn't think... Yeah, I don't think there's anything big in there. Oh, 8? No, it's just a small one. Had a second where it looked bigger than it was. But I wanted that big 4. Could just cross over here. I feel like there should be a tiny population of moose on Tay. Maybe like 1 bull and 1 cow that just roam the map. I would think that was cool. Question to Europeans. Is there any quality European destinations that should be added to Call of the Wild? Like, you know, Croatia is famous for bear. Hungary for fallow. Hungary is the place to go and hunt fallow, in my opinion. And mouflon. But, again, it'd be a lot of repeat species if they added it to Call of the Wild. So, that would be, I guess, not very popular with a lot of people. But there's so many big, like, if you look up hunting fallow deer in Hungary, and some of the absolutely incredible bucks that come from Hungary, it's amazing. Some of my all-time favourite big trophy fallow have come out of Hungary. And the mouflon is just amazing. Yeah, Sundar they should have added the Himalayan monal pheasant. No question on what they should have added for birds for me. Himalayan monal pheasant. Literally the iconic bird. It should have been on the map. It would have been amazing. Imagine how pretty they would have been. Like, thinking of the wood ducks and their iridescence, which, if you haven't seen today's video, wink wink nudge nudge, there's some good looks at that. But yeah, just like imagining what those would have looked like, and like albinos and mellas, and oh, could be amazing. Need an EU map because of the roe deer great one. That's the one you'd like the most. Roe deer great one is my one that I want the most out of any potential, because I think they are going to go back and do some more base game ones. So I think we will get like Roosevelt elk, wild boar, maybe European bison. Maybe they put those on another map at some point, who knows? But, I feel like they are going to go back and put some more great ones for base game species. And I hope they do roe deer. I really freaking hope they do roe deer, because roe deer are my favourites. I just love them. They're so great. They're so gorgeous in real life. There's nothing quite like them. Just seeing a rutting roebuck come into a call and come running across a field, like bounding into a call. It is so exciting, and they've got that fox red coat. Oh, they're just beautiful. Just beautiful. And there's so many cool things, like, that happens with roe deer antlers. They're actually seemingly one of the species that get some of the most unusual antlers and like antler deformities out there. Like, just crazy levels of weirdness on some roe deer. I mean, I've got one here that straight up, its antlers look like a burnt piece of wood. I've never ever seen another one like it. It's bizarre. And I'm just like, give me that. Like, make it as fancy as you want for a great one. Like, I don't mind what they do, really. Just give me the most majestic, gorgeous, crazy-looking roe deer. Do anything with them, and it wouldn't be far-fetched. Literally, a unicorn roe deer has been shot. And it's not like, oh, it's just missing one antler. No. The thing straight up grew 2 fused pedicles, like as like one solid bone structure in the middle, and then it had one massive antler grow off of the middle of that. Like, put that in there. Give it a pure white coat, fabled unicorn. Yes, do it, devs, please. Give me the fabled unicorn. Oh, I would love that so much. I would spend just forever trying to get that in my lodge. You've got a non-tip roebuck 2 years ago. That's so cool. All crazy roe are awesome in my opinion. They need to glow up. Coyotes need to glow up. The jackal need to glow up. Yeah. Pretty much. Pretty much. Fabled unicorn Gemsbot. Yeah, with a broken horn and it's like an albino. It's funny, I said that the ones in Way of the Hunter, the albinos, I described them as being like as close to a unicorn as you can currently get in a hunting game in terms of looks. Because they really do look like it, like that white coat, and then of course because they've got like the hair on the end of the tail, it kind of does give them that horse-like look. And it's like, that's, you know, it's almost there. It's close enough. But I can imagine it with a roe. Literally just add the roe deer from real life. That's what I would do. It's just too cool. Glow up the old ass species lions at Uggo too. Yeah, they are a little bit Uggo. Little bit. Little bit Uggo. Just imagining what they could be as well. Like, if they did Great One lions. I always talk about the Ghost and the Darkness. The two man-eaters. That would obviously be super cool if they could base something off of that. Like, imagine you could have... Okay, just bear with me on this. Because it's Ghost and the Darkness, you could have one that is Fabled Ghost and one that's Fabled Darkness. So one that's like a Fabled Blue Cystic, so it's white. And then one that's Fabled Darkness, and it's like a melanistic lion. I don't care if I get told it's unrealistic. They don't exist. I don't care. It's a great one. It would be so freaking cool. Yeah, I get, like, obviously the Tsavo man-eaters, they were mainless. But they could do something with it, I think, Animal Guy. Like, just thinking of the creativity of the devs. I'm kind of thinking, you know, like Scar's mane from The Lion King. Like, the animated Lion King. The old version. Like, it's not, like, quite as round and fluffy. But there is still a mane there. And it's a bit more raggedy looking. I think they could do that and still make it look heckin' cool. And, you know, scarred up. And that's what I would like. They don't need to have 6 fur types and 6 antler variations. Just 1 for each species. Nah. I would hate that. Because the thing is, then it's over once you get one. And everybody gets the same one. And if someone doesn't... Okay. Think about it in terms of the muleys, right? Black lions are in African Adventures and Cabela's, I mean, true. But think of it in terms of, like, the mule deer, right? So many people hate the cinnamon stripes fur for mule deer, right? Yeah, exactly, Teak. So many people hate the cinnamon stripes mule deer. But then there's people that really like it. A lot of people really like the Milky Way and the Dusky Drift. You know, those furs. But then there's some people, I think it was Ender, actually, earlier, that said that Dusky Drift is his least favourite fabled fur type in the game. If that was the only fur for the Great One mule deer, then, you know, someone like Ender's probably not going to be interested in trying to get it. By having some variation, there's that extra, like, potential for people. Do you know what I mean? So that there's a little bit of something for everybody, right? People can pick and choose their favourites. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that they hate every single variation made for a Great One. Like, any of them. Because there's normally at least one fur that someone says they like. That's been my experience, at least. Maybe there is a few people that hate every single fur. Every single variation for certain things. But normally I hear people say that they like at least one. So I think that's good for the variations. Great one waterfowl, especially a wood duck. Yeah, and there's so many things they could do with that. I remember talking about geese. And hello, Christian. I hope you're doing well. Welcome in. Yeah, I was talking to someone about great one geese. Like, they could have... Okay, let's say it's grey lag. Make it a slightly bigger model for the Great One variants. Have, I would say, different variations on tags / bands. You know, maybe there's one variant that has a neck band with a number. How did I pronounce your name? Christian. Is that wrong? Is it just Christian? Am I saying it wrong? Sorry, it's because of the double A. Sorry, if I said that wrong, that was my brain on autocorrect. I apologise. It's very similar to a South African spelling, and that's how it's said for that. So it was like, brain on autopilot. I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, make it like, so it's bigger, got different variations for bands or tags or whatever. But also, like, imagine a grey lag comes in and it's mostly white, but it's got, like, let's say for a more artistic / mythical version, like golden fringes on the feathers. You know what I mean? So, and that would be like fabled golden, your fabled golden goose, right? So there's already something there that they can do with that. And there is just cool things that happen, you know, aside from melanistic, leucistic, erythristic, all these different different fur or plumage types. And I feel like when the devs take a little bit of artistry to it as well, that's my favourite. Because it is fable, right? And things in fables aren't normally 100% accurate to real life. Because they're fables, right? They're fabled for a reason. You know what I mean? Oh, it is like, so it's Christian. I'm sorry. Sorry, Christian. I've been listening to, like, too many, like, South African and African hunting videos. And it's the same spelling, but pronounced differently. I'm sorry. Brain on autopilot. We'll probably make this the last run. Because I am getting a bit tired. So, and then I'll go and hang out with the BF while he is streaming. Because he is currently streaming Borderlands 4 with his friend and my friend, Drago. So I'll probably then pop over there to go and hang out with them. But I'm clearly losing the ability to function after recording 2 videos and 2 streams. Oh, goodness. All of the things today. I've worked hard. I'm sorry, Christian. I feel so bad adding to the amount of times that people have said it wrong. I swear, I normally say it right as well, I think. I think, like, just complete autopilot. Me thinks I need a break. Worked very hard today. Very hard. So, it's no surprise that my brain is just turning to mush. Especially, you know, considering we actually did pretty well on DBD before this, you know. I actually did use the brain, trying to do some clever plays and stuff. So, my brain is all brained out. It's mush. Gosh, that Dead by Daylight stream was 3 hours. Goodness, I didn't realise it was 3 hours. So we must have streamed a good 5 or 6 hours today, at least. And a video on top of that. And I recorded another one for in a couple of days. Goodness, after this stream, like I said, I'll go and hang out with my boyfriend and just do some multiplayer hunting, I think, and see if I can get more trophies for the next Call of the Wild. Well, not even the next Call of the Wild video. The next Call of the Wild video. Goodness. Working too hard. Not really. Not working too hard. I actually like getting ahead of myself a little bit with content. Because it means if I'm having an off day, I don't have to worry so much. Do I know when I'm next going to go live? I have no idea. Sorry, Wyvern. Unfortunately, for me, it's very much a case of, you know, how am I feeling that day, and how, like, what do I feel like playing, and all that kind of thing. I don't really plan, because otherwise it's likely that I won't end up sticking to it, because it's almost like if I plan it, I might get, like, anxious in the build-up to it, or if I'm having a bad day, then it's, like, having to say, hey, I'm not doing it. But at least if I, you know, like today, I was kind of already in the content mood, and I was just like, yeah, we're gonna stream. Just over 2 hours on this one, yeah, so that's a fair bit of recording today, and just content. Making up for that month or so where I made no content because of no PC, I guess. Craziness. Craziness. And then, yeah, I think I'll be mainly hunting wood bison, wood ducks, Manitoban elk, grey wolves. Yeah. Snow geese. A couple of things I want for them. And maybe onto EC. Maybe onto New England Mountains, depending on what servers are open. Like, it's very dependent for those, what servers are open. There was hardly any for either yesterday. Did we not? Okay. There just wasn't many servers open for either map. In general, yesterday, actually, there wasn't actually many multiplayer servers open. I just straight am losing the ability to talk now. Got your mule deer set on Rancho, so what grind should you do on ASCII? Beavers or Manitoban elk? Manitoban elk are the best elk. In my opinion. I think they are just fantastic. I love them so much. Piebald Manitoban elk. Both the males and the females are so damn gorgeous. Do you know, I really wish that there was a Manitoban elk multi-mount of a male and a female. I really, 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 really would like that. And then I would be trying so hard to get a piebald male and piebald female. Because they're different. They're so different. But so cool. Like, the males have, like, a white face and chest and underbelly with a pink nose, and then the females are, like, all white in the coat, but with, like, black spots, like a Dalmatian, like the dog breed. So they would look so cool in a multi-mount. Sends Dev message, like, hey, please add just this multi-mount, please. Your dream ASCII trophy is a wood caribou, a rare one. I hope you get one. I've been seeing a lot of the woodland caribou and stuff, as like, I've been hunting Manitoban elk and bison. Not bison, Manitoban elk and wolves up there. But no rares so far. None that I've seen and none I've picked up on tracks. Same for dusky grouse, to be fair. I've seen so many dusky grouse. No rares. So, they seem to be really rare. 2 grey wolves attacking a bull elk. Just imagine an acro mela and a charcoal mela with a huge mela / piebald bull elk. Oh, be amazing. I really, 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 Blue, really want to make a triple Mela Wolf multi-mount. But when I say Mela, I want the standard Mela, like the old one, that's just pure black, Acro Mela, and Charcoal Mela. So, like, anything that's got the melanistic, tag in there, that all together in one wolf multi-mount. That's my dream for the wolf one. I'd like to swap about the one that I've got currently. But that is going to be it for the stream. Looks like that is all of the muley shooting for today. We shot quite a few. And like I said, we did do a Dead by Daylight stream before this. There is a video, brand new, on the channel today as well, with some insane ASCII trophies in it. I mean, insane for me, at least. I was insanely excited to get them. Like some of my dream ASCII trophies in today's video. 2 of them on the thumbnail, but there's an extra one in the video as well that was really, really, really cool to get. And just some other cool trophies as well. So if you haven't seen that, I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for being here in the stream. I hope you've enjoyed this as well. If you were at the previous stream, I hope you enjoyed that one as well. Just all the content. I hope you like it. And I hope you have a good day, good night, good evening, just a good time in general. I just appreciate you all so much and everything you do. Thank you for the new members and just everything. All of you being as amazing and supportive as you always are. But that is going to be it for this one. So I will see you at some point in the next couple of days. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.